So DHS Secretary Mayorkas is suddenly saying that he wants all jurisdictions around the country to cooperate with ICE, and he wants no sanctuary cities or states. This is quite a new tune from the administration, especially when you consider that the president still has not even said Laken Riley's name or contacted her parents. Now, what's interesting regarding sanctuary cities in the case in Athens is what it implies regarding the mayor. For all intents and purposes, Athens appears to have been operating as a sanctuary city. There were policies in place that kept its officials from notifying or cooperating with ICE regarding illegals who committed crimes. And we don't have to speculate about that. Both Ibarra and his brother had been picked up for crimes in Athens, and yet ICE was never notified by anybody from the Athens Police Department. What that means is that because Georgia is an anti-sanctuary state, by law, Georgia doesn't allow sanctuaries. That means Mayor Gertz was operating contrary to Georgia law. Now, aside from the fact that had they notified ICE, if indeed Ibarra is the killer and he's still only the accused, Laken Riley may still be alive, there's the fact that Gertz, by operating contrary to Georgia law in his official capacity, likely loses any immunity he has as a government official. Gertz is open to litigation against him personally because he appears to have been breaking the law by operating Athens as a sanctuary city, which would explain why he is so adamant in press conferences to say, no, we were not a sanctuary city. Aside from the terrible optic of having not notified ICE, he has exposure legally. Now, regarding sanctuary cities in general, there's an easy fix that the Congress should be looking at. We need to outlaw them coast to coast, period. A federal law passed through Congress. And the lever for Congress here, if you violate that for the federal government, is that you would no longer get federal money as a state or local jurisdiction. Now, that's settled law. That lever is a long-time policy that's used by federal governments to enforce their will on state and locals. And were we to do that, you would likely see almost all the quote-unquote sanctuary cities suddenly knuckle under because they're dependent upon federal money. Police departments across the country depend on federal money to do their jobs. Both sides should work together to get that fix, and the time is now. I'm Paul Mauro for the Ops Desk.